Greetings and welcome to episode 26 of my Empire Total War Darth mod Russia campaign. And this, my friends, we left it last time. Where we last left it, my friends, there was a huge war, a titanic war against two of the real titans of Western Europe and of Europe as a whole, my friends. France and Prussia. They really have locked horns here, my friends. They've thrown absolutely everything they can at each other. As you can see here, they've come to this sort of stalemate here between Munich and Hanover here. A real brutal war has sort of developed here. Over what, we don't know, but it's going to be territory, or it's going to be something that has happened that one has taken exception to. The only sort of spot within this here is that the Netherlands was taken by France, but then it fell back again to the the Dutch rebels, as it were. They managed to bring back the royal family, and they have since established the Netherlands again under Dutch control. But you can see here, look at the arm, look at that Holland Guard, my friends. What a beautiful sight. Blue Guard, two of probably the finest units you'll find anywhere in any army. That is no exception, it really is. What have they got here? Just some breeze, but they have to be careful here because France really will come for them big time. But secretly, behind the scenes, my friends, I am supporting France here. We have sent them technology. We've enabled them to build some of the finest troops you can get because of the technology that we sent them. Now, we're trying to keep this under the table here. We don't want Prussia to find out we're sort of surreptitiously supporting France. Remember the war we had with Prussia? It was huge. And let's be under no illusions, my friends. We didn't win that war. We simply fought Prussia to a standstill. But we didn't have enough firepower, enough army, enough military might to be able to push into Prussia proper, as it were. They held us to a standstill because of their sheer might of their armies. By the skin of our teeth we managed to do it. But we've had to pull units away from other fronts, namely the Middle Eastern front and our Asia Minor front as well. So that's left us open to the Persians. But in the meantime, we have, in the intervening years of peace, managed to bring our economy up here. As you can see, look at this, my friends, 18, nearly 20,000 per turn, and that includes a hole where the Ottomans have also been fighting. Now, they are at war with Venice. I believe Venice are blockading one of the main ports. That's why we're losing that. But even with this loss of the Ottoman Empire trade, we're still bringing in nearly 30,000 trade, 35,000 from our tax income, and when our economy isn't even at full strength yet, nowhere near full strength. So you can see the absolute spectacular economy we can get if we stick with the course. Remember, a prosperous economy gives you so many options. It really does. Even if your trade suffers, you can still pick up the tab there, my friends, for the military. Now, what we have been doing is investing really heavily in our farms, getting all about the main buildings up as best we can here, what we can afford. Now, research and development, look at this. We don't have, why isn't this using its, we've got 3 gentlemen here. What we are going to do then is, there it is, loom, punch card loom, plus 18 bonus to town wealth, textile industry. We've got an absolute plethora of textile buildings, we really do. So we're going to get that immediately underway. 7 turns there. Get that in. It's going to be another significant boost. As you can see, we've got a lot of farms, a lot of cloth mills. See this? We've reinvested all of our money has gone back into our economy, with a few exceptions. We have recruited and built a new army here in Kiev. We've got all of these dotted around guarding our borders. We will not allow the Prussians to attack us again. We've even moved back this army here to guard St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg really is the hub of our trade. As you can see, 18,130 of our trade comes in and out from here. We've got trade of 10,000 with Britain, France 8,000, Mughal 6, Italian states 6, Spain 5, United Provinces 1,000, and then the Ottomans nothing because they're blockaded. But this is really the hub. We need to try and get ourselves a port, some kind of military port, a shipyard, to try and get ourselves really booming here. As you can see, we do also need to reinvest in our not backwater, because that wouldn't be right. Backwater sort of denominates that they're not important to us. They are, but our rear area sort of, you know, our the extreme sort of flanks of our nation, as it were, in Komi here, in Bashkira. All of these, we mustn't leave any single part of our empire alone, sort of fending. We have to get everything we can. We have to give back to our population as well. Look at this. Every single one of these is upgrading at the moment here. We've got quite a lot going on in terms of construction. So a lot of our economy has gone into that, but that doesn't mean we've neglected our army, and neither are we. We're going to start now to bit by bit build up some army groups. We are going to push in against the Prussians, but not yet. We're going to see how the war against France does. If I could ally with France, I would have joined them, maybe sent an army to help them, but we can't. They are, or we are, an ally with one of their enemies, so we can't ally with them. So we can't really help them. So this is a war they're going to have to fight themselves. But it's going to be a brutal war, it really is. They do have trade with Spain, but they're not allied with Spain. As you can see, Spain has grown. Look at Spain. I mean, it is absolutely a huge empire at the moment now. They can only send trade to France, which is good for France because it means, you know, Spain is unhindered, as it were, with their battles and their fights. So they're not really at war with anybody major. So they can keep the supply going here into France. But look at this as well, man. Look at that. Look at that. Grenadiers de France. Look at those. Oh my word. Look at this. Guard units. Maison de Roy. We've got Royal Swedos. My God, there's fantastic armies they've got here. They really are. It's a titan. I'd love to be able to see what's going on down here. I actually do have a spy moving into this location just so we can see what's going on, so we can monitor what's going on. And also Prussia has drawn away huge amount of forces here from the east. They've emptied Riga, Jelgava, they've pretty much emptied Vilnius. They've sent all of their forces from the east to the west, everything they can to try and hold the French off. These armies were in the east only a couple of weeks ago, but they've had to march them through Poland, through Germany, through Prussia itself, all the way to the borders here in Saxony and Bavaria. So they're really up against it, my friends. But we are not going to do anything yet. We have to wait and bide our time. Even if they defeat France and they become, well, pretty much a superpower, we are not going to do anything until we are ready. Ideally, I would like to remove the Ottomans in the entirety and also put an end to Persia before I tackle Prussia. Prussia is going to be an entirely different ball game. It really is. The Ottomans are weak at the moment. If we could finish off the last of their sort of redoubts here in Vienna, move up troops, but again you have to have enough troops to hold these outer regions here and also be able to attack into the Ottomans here in the Middle East, which would still, you know, present a problem, because look at Persia. It is absolutely thriving. Azerbaijan here, 10,000. 3,000 here from Tbilisi, which is only a small region. Chechnya, which we had to give up to try and get peace with them. Look at that. Look how much they got. Luckily, we've got trade with Persia, so we're nice and comfortable with them at the moment. Look at that. Persia itself. Esfahan here. An absolute booming trade hub here. And look at it. Look at it. They're spreading all the way to the border of the Mughal Empire. Persia is now a force to be reckoned with. So we have to keep an eye on that as well, my friends. But something else we can do here. We've got trade with every single faction. Ottomans are indifferent with us, but that's fine. Everyone else is friendly with us. We've kept ourselves. What if we can get trade with Savoy? Let's see if we can just nip in there and get that. Oh, we're not going to give that up. We are not going to give that up. Can we give them any technology? No, we can't. I don't want that. I just want trade. Nope, not going to happen. That will never, ever, ever happen. Denmark is hostile towards us, but that's fine, probably because we are... I don't know why. That is strange. Let's see if we can get trade with the Middle East. Oh, excellent. So we have indeed, maybe, look, oh my God, 20,000 a turn, 20,000 per turn. And Greece down here as well is absolutely thriving. Patras here is thriving as well. We've got quite a lot going on. We might actually start now producing a naval hospital here and trying to get ourselves some decent ships. Some of these first rates we're going to start building ourselves, and we can also make this into something as well, a trade port probably. We've neglected here in Greece. I don't know why, but that's my mistake. As you can see, oof, I beg your pardon, France is attacking the Ottomans here. We're going to stay out of that. We're not going to get involved. Let's end the turn, friends, and see what happens here. And now we got Britain. Now Britain is at war with France, I believe. But look at that. France is sending reinforcements. Whoa, look at the size of those armies. They're already starting to send reinforcements to the front line here. Will they try and crush in the Netherlands once again? It's a possibility. It's an absolute possibility. As you can see, the Prussians are sending a shed load of units to the western front. Ooh, 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 ooh. Everything is being drained away here. And they're hitting... Is that Sweden they're hitting there? Vilnius, don't do anything silly now, Prussia. If you come against us, we will come down on you like an absolute hammer. Ottoman Empire. Stealing our technology. Always looking to steal our technology here. But that's fine, they can have the technology. Keeps them off our back until we're absolutely ready. But I intend to crush this northern redoubt here and take it for ourselves. That will put us really into the heart there, my friends, of Europe. On the border of Western Europe there. We've taken Hungary. Still sort of in the sort of central European belt. Italian states who don't like us at all. So I don't really want to be hit too hard. Venice, we did have a little bit of trouble with at the one point, but we've managed to sort them out. I think winter has just fallen. Indeed it has. Oh, let's have a look. Oh, look at this. Beautiful. Look at that, my friends. Absolutely fantastic. 20,000. 20,000. What's that going to bring in for us here? 600 per turn. What's going to bring in here? I think we'll go for the farms. The farms are going to be the absolute key here to our economy. It really is. I can't overestimate the contribution the farms make. Commercial port, 2,500. Why not? Let's get our ports. And I mustn't forget this one down here in Greece. Trading port. Yeah, we're going to get a wine estate here for definite. We're not going to neglect Greece anymore. I think we'll invest in a naval hospital for our own good. And we're going to start. Oh, look at so much needs investing. That's why we're investing so much of our money back into the economy, because all it's going to do is going to help us. It's going to help us in the long run to bring everything we can up here. Now the major regions I do want to bring up to. I think it's probably best if we. I really do want to get our tax income as high as possible. Let's have a look what we got here. 300 here and 300 here in Istanbul. Got so much to do, so many things to invest our money into. We don't have enough money. We'll get all of these regions here. I do want Moscow as well to be the hub of our economy, which it is. All roads lead to Moscow. All roads. What we've got here, that's being built here at Classical University, which will definitely help us with our research, getting up that higher technology tree. Yeah, as you can see, we're going to have to start spending in these outer regions as well. And also we definitely going to need an army here in the Don. I don't want to leave that alone for too long. Quick look at our research here. Yeah, we haven't got steam pump. We do need to get a steam engine factory. Oh, 2,000 to the this is absolutely mind-boggling. But to get that, we're going to need commercial basin to get Classical University. For some of the, some of the upgrades here, we can get a modern university as well. Then. Steam powered cloth mill, my word. Okay, what have we got coming in next turn? 20,293. Any trade cut off? None at all. Look at the fur. Look how much fur we're exporting. Holy smokes. And fur is only at 16. Look at the Justice Minister. He is absolutely fantastic. Up 64%. So we're starting to climb up this ladder now a bit. Ooh. In terms of our popularity, because we've managed to stabilise not only the military front but also on the economy. Now I do definitely want to see what's going on down here. Oh, look at that. What a fight that's going to ensue here. Oh, look at that. Whoa. Wow, just wow. I just love watching these other nations fight. Look at this army here. Look at this. It is a... Oh, look at that. Chasseurs de Fischer. My word, that is fantastic. Right, we're going to keep an eye on that wall there. Continue to invest, but we're going to start building up now armies. I want to put an army in the Don. That's going to be my next goal. Just so I can defend against Persia, just in case it takes a turn for the worse there. Or if the Ottomans ever decide to... Look at that, they're losing so much money, the Ottomans. Minus 7,142 here because, of course, they've lost this. Ankara is their last sort of great trade bastion, as it were. Right, let's end the turn, my friends. Let's see what happens here. Not much action at the moment in terms of military action, but in terms for ourselves, but watching other nations also. If we invest, we take the time to invest now properly in our economy, in our troops, in our armies, as it were now, that really is going to put us in a great position later on when we go against, well, obviously armies and nations the size of Prussia. That's really where it's going to make a difference. To be honest with you, France could probably crush the Dutch right away. I wonder who's going to win this battle. Although France is very close to its main production centre, which is Paris. If that was to fall, they would find themselves in a great deal of difficulty. Ooh. Now France has pushed Prussia back. Easy for me to say. Ottomans once again probably come to try and steal our technology. Also, we need to get our military sort of support, our military infrastructure up to as best we can, so all our major cities can produce the troops we need to have a sustained, ongoing campaign. Don't do anything silly now, Sweden. We've been getting on like a house on fire. Oh, that's what. Oh, where are they going? Nothing silly from you. We've got a firm alliance which has seen us, prospering well. Oh! What was that? What? Is this a civil war? Was that rebels in? Wow, looks like Persia's... What the blazes was that? What was that then? Trust pirates, blimmin' marvellous. Ooh, excellent. But he's just keeping an eye on what's going on here. Actually, we're going to check on what's going on here in Ankara. Absolutely nothing. Look at that. Ankara is absolutely ripe for the taking here. There's a chance they might... Oh, they're bankrupt. The Ottomans are bankrupt. The Ottoman Empire could actually collapse due to lack of funds. They're bankrupt. If we could take the... Oh my gosh, if we could take this opportunity, it would be an absolute boon for us. It really would. Oh, fantastic. Classical University at last. Now we can open up here. Joint stock company. Look at this. Whoa. It's going to be beautiful, my friends. Absolutely beautiful. Now can we... Right, Imperial Palace, 6,000. That's quite a lot to throw out there. But I wouldn't mind to try and get Royal Observatory here for our research rate. I think I'll invest in that. An Admiralty as well, and I think we'll go for full gunnery school. But not just yet. I want to gain my... right, we're not going to leave any of these alone at all. We're not going to neglect them. I refuse to do that. That means we've got to invest, and that is what we will do. All of these are as important as Moscow is. That's how I'm going to see it. $600 there. I can't invest in the Don until my friends, we have an army there to protect the Don. I will not invest in an area that I can't defend, because all it's going to do is you're going to give that money, then you're going to give that region to your enemy, potential enemy, and they're going to reap all the benefits of your hard work, as it were. They're going bankrupt anyway. Let's get all these farms up and running. Let's get all these working for us here. If we get 12%, I think we've got to increase some of these and get them up to the, the governor's palace. Get some of these up here. Let's get everything, the full administration running through all of these, so we can at least have maximum potential for all our economy. Again, our economy is our land is so huge, so vast. It takes all the money we've got to invest back into it to get, to try and see where we are here. But I'm not sure what's happening here with Persia and France. They've sort of come almost to a standstill, as it were, in terms of the fighting. They fought each other to a standstill. Can we give anything to France to help it at all? Nothing yet. They've got everything pretty much. What have we got? We've got shortened carbines, which I think they might already have. We're almost going to have platoon firing and then machined rifling. Almost got the loom ready as well, which is great. Right, let's end the turn. We've got another 21,000 coming in next turn. Again, we're trying to keep our heads below the parapet here so that we don't sort of... Nicely done, Britain. So we don't sort of... anybody sort of takes notice of us in terms of military action. France and Prussia are firmly locked in their war now. Look at the size of that French army. It is huge. And they've just gotten beaten back there. They've retreated back to Cologne. It's fascinating to watch these two giants fight each other. United Provinces trying to stretch its muscles again. Or flex its muscles, should I say. Spain, which might be pushing further into Prussia. They're sending everything to the west. Everything. I think we might be seeing a small glimmer of panic here from the Prussians. They got soundly beaten there. Soundly beaten. Will Cologne fall? That'll be a real blow there to the French if it falls. Mind you, that French force attacked that Prussian force, and the Prussian force was sort of supported by the other one that was in the sort of, encamped within the mines. Not the soundest strategy there, but still. We're hoping that France can hold on here. Whoa. Whoa, wait a minute. Sweden is in Prussia. Sweden is in Prussia. I don't get this. I don't understand what was going on here. Were they rebels here fighting in Persia? Nothing silly, pirates. Nothing silly at all. Just want to quickly check what was going on down here a second, my friends. I do beg your pardon, but I have no idea what was going on down here. Was that a rebellion of sorts? It must have been a rebellion. Ooh. Gas, excellent. We're going to get another trading port. What have we got here? Ooh, new town. Saratov and Tataria. There it is, and we're going to get that craft workshop. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Here, water power cloth mill. Ooh. That's 5,000 on our ports. What can we get here? Got a gunnery school here in Istanbul. We're going to invest both in military and also in our regional wealth. Getting governors' palaces where we can. Let's get these farms up and running here. We can almost get platoon firing, which is going to open up Army Staff College for us. So that's what we have here. Right, Kiev is now almost ready. We're going to have to invest here in a gunnery school here, I think. Try and get Kiev up as best we can. Going to continue investing in our economy here. We need to keep our internal economy going as best we can, which means our taxes from our farms. Look at that, they've drained everything out of here. Literally everything has been drained. They've got nothing in the east here, I don't think, at all. They've got these few armies here that will hold, but even these are just ragtag armies. I think we have to start building up some forces here in the east and start and reclaim taking this. But if I'm not mistaken, Sweden did have an army here. It's landed. They're at war with France. And they're also at war with Prussia. So the Swedish have actually decided to attack here. Look how far in these are. Whoa. France is in trouble here. France is in... Oh, no, it's not. I think that army might be able to hold against this one. Especially in a walled city. Cologne might not fall, and they're sending reinforcements up to the front lines here. We've still got these here. And also Munich is still burning. Coburg is still burning. My word, what a fight it's been here. What a fight it's been. Right, I think we're going to start getting our own armies up here. I think we're going to begin building another army in Kiev and one in St. Petersburg. And we're going to start putting together a force. It's going to be, oh, look at that, it's going to be able to take on anything that comes this way. Army Staff College, as soon as I can get that, my word, it's going to be fantastic, my friends, fantastic. We've got to be ready to pounce here, but look at that, they've even managed to put an army here. This army here. Oh, they're fighting back. Oh my gosh, they got absolutely thrashed. Wow. Prussia really is just absolutely dishing out a hiding to anybody that comes up against it. This is what I mean, my friends. We need to be... Whoa. We need to be patient here and calm. I think the Ottomans are in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. Sweden. Mukhal. Ooh, Denmark. Where are you going exactly? Pirates. Nothing silly pirates. Thank you. -1. Oh dear. Excellent commercial port. Can't upgrade that just yet. Farmland is ready. Brilliant. Now, can we help France here? No, they've got platoon firing. They've got they got everything they're going to need here, so we're not going to worry about France giving them technology at the moment. We're going to invest some of this money now into our military as well. So, with that in mind, we do need to invest here in an army board and a gunnery school and a naval board here as well, and an opera house. We're going to get the full kit and caboodle here, and the army recruitment here we get. Got some heavy cavalry. We're going to get cannons, which are vital, and we're also going to be looking here. We get a gunnery school here, and Imperial Palace. Oh my word. Smirnovsky Guard Grenadiers. I think we're going to be having some of these. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yes, I think, my friends, we are going to be having an Imperial Palace. I think we're going to have an Imperial Palace right now. Look at that Imperial Palace. Look what it's going to allow us to recruit. Look at the recruitment cost, 1,300. 380. They are elite troops, the finest. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have those musketeers and those grenadiers in a new army for definite. Oh my gosh, that gives you the old goosebumps, that does, when you see that. Right, I think we can end the turn. I know there's not much action, my friends, on turn vow what we're doing, but it's fascinating to watch what Prussia and France will do to each other. It's a shame we can't help France out any further. I wonder if Savoy would be interested in a trade agreement now. That's fine. We're not looking for anything fancy there at all. We're not actually getting. Oh, look at that! They are producing. Swiss Guards. Oh my word! They've got armies that are. Look at the troops they can make. Ooh. Gives you the old. Wibbly bibblies, isn't that? When you see that, my friends, we could come up against the fighting on there. Must be ferocious. Right, we're investing in our sort of economic, our military infrastructure. Whoa! Why aren't they happy here at all? Ah, clamour for reform. Okay, we're gonna have to take care of this. We don't want. Could be interesting here. We don't want anything going wrong here. Especially we don't want Moscow rebelling. If Moscow was to rebel, we would be in a lot of trouble. So what we're going to do is we're going to increase the troop count here exponentially here. We're going to put some more troops into this. I think what we will have is we'll have some, where are they? Expatriates, I think, line infantry next turn. We don't want Moscow falling off the edge, off the cliff as it were there. Whew. Yeah, France are not going to give up this territory without a fight. You can just see it. Oh wow, look at the armies they can assemble. retreating from the front lines. Spain, where you going, Spain? Nothing silly, Spain. Wow, Prussia is throwing absolutely everything it can here into this fight. They haven't even upgraded that port there. Could that mean they're in some financial difficulties? I don't know. But France is exceptionally strong in this war at the moment. Ottomans. Where exactly is that going? Sweden. What they're doing, the Italian states trying to build up their naval forces here. Pirates, nothing silly, pirates, nothing silly at all. Okay, here. Oh, that's. Ooh, look at that. Fantastic. Oh, that is beautiful. 22,000, so we're going to increase our trade. And here, we're going to invest in Moscow. We're not going to fall to any three in there. Where's the other? And we're going to have more units put into here. Let's invest. Let's invest, my friends, in what we need to do here. Let's get these farms now running up full pelt. Right, let's start investing in now back into our military here. Our military has pretty much stayed stagnant here, which we can't really have. Right, let's start investing in our so we're going to get more troops here. I think we have household cavalry. I think so. Thank you very much, good. So we'll have 3 in there. We're going to have 2 12-pounders. Recruitment here is going continuing with pace. Household cavalry there. Can't get it there, but we can. Actually, what have we got recruited here now? These will form a separate army, so these can actually come out of here. And we can get a general here. Roman Bakavola, Val, ol, back, Val, over. Back of over. Roman, back of over. Back of over, beg your pardon. Ooh. Nope, we want... I think we'll have one more cannon. We'll establish the normal doctrine for such an army. We've got so many to choose from here. $175. I think we'll definitely have line infantry here. Got all our infrastructure just absolutely, we're going in a huge construction mission here. We really are, but this is fascinating here. Look at this. I think possibly the French are going to outgun the Prussians here on the front lines. Mind, they do have 24 pounders, which are an absolute menace to society, especially if you're going up against them. We do need gunnery school, and then we do need ordnance board, which is going to give us 25 pounders. Oh, just one more for loom. That's gonna be a massive boom to our economy. 29, 30,000, 37,000, almost going to hit 40,000 there, which is going to be great. Right, let's end the turn, my friends. We're starting now to slowly build up these army groups. We're going to get 2 army groups into production here. Look at the France. They're absolutely churning out these armies here. They're recruiting like... Yep, they're gone. Look at that. They destroyed them. Could they take the initiative here on the Western Front? It's a chance they may do. Wow, look at the armies they're sending out here. Prussia could be in real trouble here. Real trouble. Whoa, look at those Mughal forces down there. Plot thickens, my friends. Plot thickens. Where are these Spanish fleets going? Why are you attacking Sweden? Why? Oh, that's a huge army. Come on, Sweden, do something about that. They've left their eastern front completely open here. Wow. Now, don't do that, Prussia. Why are you doing this? Whoa, 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 whoa. Why have we got 2 Ottoman armies loitering about there? Come on, Sweden. That's it. Push them out of there. Well done. That's it. Come on, Sweden. Can we help Sweden with any technology? That would be definitely... They've launched their attack into Prussia. Don't you dare, don't you bloomin'... I'm gonna lose Greece. I don't believe this. Absolutely unbelievable. That is unbelievable. That just came out. And that is mind-boggling. Absolutely mind-boggling. We can still take that hit. We can still take that hit. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, my friends. That army here is going to be utterly, utterly destroyed. But first of all, we're just going to sort ourselves out before we do anything else here. Because they seem to think that they can just ride roughshod over us here. And they can't. So... okay, we're going to keep our cool here because it's things like that you can lose your cool over. And it can indeed make you make rash decisions. Right, let's get this up to here and that way then. And I think we... oh, look at that Cossacks. We can have another Cossack light infantry here. Moscow. Moscow is still happy with this Yotol clamour for reform. For us to do that. But we're not going to do that. We get Royal Academy. Look at that. +2 happiness there. We need secular humanism to do that. A naval board here. We don't need that just yet. But this should bring things under control here. The Imperial Palace. Ukraine. That is now... we're starting to assemble. That's way too many cannon there. 4 is enough here. We're going to start a brand new army here. Okay. Ah, a naval hospital. 4,000. We're going to get our first heavy rate ship, I think. I'm going to start building that up here. We've got... not for much longer, it's not going to be lost. Power of the loom. Not for much longer it's going to be lost. Don't you worry. I'm not going to be held hostage at all. That's why I left that army in Patras. Let's get a theatre there. That'll probably help with the overall happiness. No, actually, that's a bit of a wasted journey. That's a wasted money that there. We've got to keep investing into our economy here. Anything else around here now that we can invest in? Let's get this. Oh. 300. Let's get Odessa running up here. Right, I think the first battle to destroy these Venetians here. I think we're going to do that right now, my friends. Right now. No chance are they going to be doing that to us. Not a chance. Will demand surrender. Nope. Surrender refused. They've taken a bit of a beating. They haven't been able to replenish them, but we've got ourselves a fine army here. They do have 24 pounders, which can prove difficult for us. But, my friends, we're going to take this fight at the beginning of next episode. And as you can see here, we do outgun them. We do have the more experienced, battle-hardened army here. We're not going to allow Athens to take Greece again. In fact, when this army's dealt with this Phoenician force here, we're going to leave them in Athens to protect it from now on, so this doesn't happen again. Because once we've taken Athens and rebuilt it again, we can then put it back. The economy will come back to us. We'll have the economy from this, so we shouldn't have really left that small force there. So we'll use this army to defend Athens, and it'll be the defender of the sort of southern tip of our empire, as it were. And we're slowly starting to build up our forces now in Kiev and in St. Petersburg, and also Moscow, starting to produce troops. But this is the battle we're going to take next episode, my friends, where we're going to finally bring... I've got a good mind to send forces to Venice and deal with them once and for all, to be honest with you. But then again, that would divert troops we're trying to build up for an attack against the Prussians. And also we need an army in to put in against Persia, which is why I'm building up an army in Moscow to send down to the Don to hold against Persia, just in case it ever gets nasty there for us. But anyway, friends, hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please comment, like, and subscribe. As always, my friends, please keep your comments coming down below. I'm so sorry I haven't been able to reply to all your comments just yet. Things have been absolutely ridiculously busy for me at the moment. But I'm going to try and do them this weekend. I'll try and reply to some of the comments now. I really do appreciate your comments, probably more than you ever realise. But anyway, my friends, I hope you're having a good weekend, and hope it continues to do so if you are. And until next time, my friends, bye for now.